walk that I'm blessed. See the love of God in my flex, I'm so blessed. 20K just on my chain, say less. I text every day to get dressed, so blessed. Been through the storm and the rain, still blessed. Had a couple heartaches and pain, still blessed. Handle the pressure from fame, still blessed. Just God called my name, so blessed.
Yes, sir, I'm blessed, don't play boy, cause I got it mad. Tailor made just for this fit, I'm gon' cut the slack. I'm the man, good hearted shorty with me acting bad. Shout out to mans that done tightened up. Shout out to me,
welcome back to another episode of the Cobain Report. I am Rock Cobain, and I am by myself. That's right. T-Mail is out. He is on vacation for his birthday for his last week. Caesar is on the road, as usual, working with Ro James right now. So, you got me, bitch! I have a very special guest. I have a young man who is, I think, on the road to be one of our greatest, probably acoustic sounding and gritty, kind of groundbreaking, as we say here all the time. He is a writer, now a producer. He's a singer and a great entertainer. I have Caleb Shumake in the building with me. What's up, brother?
That's love, bro. First off, Man,
yeah. I have been trying to get this brother on the show for probably the past few months, and I feel like it's where it's supposed to be now.
Yeah.
God brought it when it was supposed to happen.
Most
so
that.
I am not going to waste any time. This brother and I have some things to get into, and we're going to get right into it. Caleb, talk to me about the journey in music. Where did you begin?
Man. So, for starters, I'm a PK.
Yeah, me too. You know the vibes.
Especially like in small churches.
Yes.
You play every role. You sound team. You children's ministry.
Yes.
You putting
Youth
up
pastor.
slides. Like you doing all of it. So man, I come from a musical family.
Really?
On both sides. Yeah. So my dad sings. My mom sings.
Okay.
My dad's whole family sings.
Okay.
All my sisters sing. So I've been singing at church, leading worship, literally on stage since I was like 8.
That's crazy.
And these are not youth services. This is like we the worship team.
Yeah.
So I did that for 8 years till I was like 16. Kept doing it, but then I learned keys.
Okay.
And taught myself how to play keys, taught myself how to play acoustic guitar at like 19. And
19.
been rocking. And
the acoustic guitar was the one that got you through though.
Crazy.
How many instruments you say you play?
Just 2.
So drum. So what?
So
guitar?
keys and
guitar.
and acoustic guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. You never tried drums?
Bro, I don't got enough rhythm for that.
The rhythm?
I don't have enough rhythm for that.
Yeah.
For me, it's not like, it's the straight rhythm, the pocket, I can stay in the pocket.
It's that other stuff that
but
you
it's
do.
separating the right side of my body with the left side of my body. Can't do that.
And I be feeling, so I play drums, right? And I feel like I can do that. But then when it comes to like playing instruments,
man,
to me, I feel like my disconnect be like, okay, it's too much. I just give me the sticks.
I played drums twice for a service.
Oh my God.
Because
the drummer didn't show up.
The drummer didn't show up.
Yeah.
My dad was like, go ahead. I felt like I didn't do too bad.
Of course you do.
But I was also like 11, so I have no idea.
Right.
I'm sure somebody was like not going back to that church because they just put anybody up there.
Dog. So,
but yeah,
as a preacher's kid, right? How do you think that church played a role in you transitioning to where you are musically right now?
Oh, what? I feel like music in itself is inspired by gospel music. Black music, like that's the sound, right? And I think the ability to perform, right? A lot of artists don't have that because they in the studio and they put an auto tune, they do it. Man, no, you got one take because this is worship.
Yeah,
we don't get to be like, hey, let's start this song over.
For sure.
Nah,
definitely teaches you perfectionist, how to be a perfectionist and professionalism when it comes to attacking music. One thing I can say, bro, I'm a touch a little bit. This a little earlier. I want to talk about this, but it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna touch on what you said about the live performances with no auto tune. Right. One thing that I've noticed that I didn't go looking for, but that was forced into my life was watching you live. First, that was my very first introduction to you. Was you live, and it was just mind blowing.
Man, that's love, bro.
I watched you control the crowd, and it was just like, wait a minute.
Where was this at?
I'm gonna get to that when I get to it.
Bet. Bet.
So when I watched the video, right, it was like the whole crowd, the vibe, like everybody was just singing a song, right? And I was just like, how you got this much crowd control? And he just chilling like in his own world with Lenny Kravitz, not even really paying them no mind. You really get into your set and you really get into the music, bro. How long does it take you to prepare for a live show? When you say rehearsal?
Okay, so what you talking about? Like, I think because as an artist, I respect the craft. Yeah. So I'm singing every day. I'm playing guitar every day. I'm playing keys every day. I'm listening to music every day and fine tuning my skills every day. So it's like, I could sit up here and be like, yeah, our rehearsal is 2 hours. But like, the reality is, I've been doing it my whole life, and everybody that is in my band been doing it their whole life. So like, like the rehearsal was this amount of time, but like
the preparation
was a lifetime. And so when we get up there, oh my fault. When we get up there, it's like, this is what we do. We practice it. It's easy, and then like the guys I normally play with are, when I say like just phenomenal. Top tier, Chris Sykes on bass, Nate Lewis on electric guitar, Dave Tumpkin on keys. That's like my best friend. So I literally like, so what I'll do usually for a show is like I'll rehearse with Dave one day of the week, and then I'll go and rehearse with the whole band, and he's giving everybody direction. So by showtime, it's
y'all ready.
It's smooth. Ready. Yeah.
How did it go when you told your parents that you wanted to kind of go into secular music?
Bro, the crazy part about it is like, bro, I was not trying to do music.
When did you know that you wanted to do music? Like before we get to the parents, when did you know you wanted to do music?
Let me give you that. So, man, I'm a hooper at heart.
I was going, so look, I was going to say, bro, how the hell you this tall? You wear a size 37 shoe and you ain't dunking on nobody, right? You ain't never tried to hoop. I was getting to the hooping, bro. I'm like, you had to be an athlete somewhere in there, right?
Yeah.
So out of the take me down the journey. Go ahead.
I got you. So elementary, middle school, high school, play basketball.
This nigga had to hoop. I did. I'm like, bro, you too tall to not hoop, nigga. When you walked in, I'm like, oh, you way taller than Instagram.
I get that often, honestly, bro.
Like, bro, I didn't know you was this taller in person, but go ahead.
But yeah, so I went to Rochester College.
Okay.
To hoop. Things were going well. I had, the semester before I wasn't hooping. So I had dropped classes, not thinking it's gonna affect my eligibility. The next, like we through the summer, we working out, and it's like, oh, actually, you gotta take extra classes this thing in order to play. And I was like, oh, dang. And so I ended up being ineligible that year. And because I was going to an NAIA school, it's not like we giving you, you know what I mean? It's a private, it's $40,000 a year. I was like, I don't like school that much. I don't like school that much. And so I started working for UWM, the mortgage company. Okay. And on my Instagram for the past, like, from the time I was like 19 to, you know, even now, every now and then, I was doing covers.
Yes.
I wasn't writing no music. Yes. Like, people would be like, yo, where's the album dropping?
When did you start getting even the vibe that you wanted to, like, do?
Bro,
was it because you wasn't hooping?
I didn't. It had nothing to do with me, honestly. There's a program called Motown Accelerator. I think it's called Generator now. Okay. The director of the program, her name is Sway Key. She reached out to me just because she saw my covers. She was like, yo, you should apply. She's like, do you have time to set up a call? And I'm like, sure. You know what I mean? I'm working for UW. I'm working from home. I'm in my room all day. Cool. Well, sure. We get on the call, and she's telling me about the program. She's telling me about the grant, all the people I get to meet, the opportunities I get. I'm like, that sounds beautiful. I don't write music. I don't. And she was like, okay, well, you know, just write something about the deadline. I think I had 2 weeks. And I'm sure you'll make it to top 50 off your voice alone. Bro. And I'm like, cool. I know that I can't sing, so cool, we'll see what happens. The next week, you know, I submitted it. I think I submitted it, bro. Like, I want to say, like, what, an hour and a half to spare.
Before the deadline?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm questioning myself. Yeah. I'm like, I've never written a song before. I'm like, should I submit this? Mind you, this wasn't in the studio. I have my guitar, my phone, I press record, and I'm on my voice memo. So it's all raw vocals and raw guitar. I send it in. Next week, I find out I make it to the top 50. I'm like, cool.
with no production, and niggas probably went through crazy work producing records. And you just sitting there singing and playing like you do.
My family had been like, yo, you should apply to the Motown Accelerator program. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing music. I'm not trying to do that. And I ended up applying. And for me, that was like, cool, I'm done. I did what I had to do. Mm-hmm. I'm good. The next week, they're like, hey, top 25.
Oh, bro.
Right? So I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Now I'm in the game.
Cool. So now the top 25, we're meeting with this lady. Her name is Makeba Woods. Wrote with, when I say everybody, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, Tamar Braxton, Tony Braxton, Brandy, like all these people. And so she's going through our submissions. They tell us at the end of this call, we're going to write a song. I need at least 2 verses and a hook. We're going to send you a beat pack, submitted by 11:59 tonight. In my head, I don't write music.
Right.
Everybody in here in this call are established artists. They make music already. They have a huge advantage. But then they were like, okay, but you have to sing it in a video over, like live. You can't sing it like over a mic or record yourself. You got to sing it. I said, cool, I got an advantage because I've been singing my whole life. Yeah. That's cool. But writing, man, I ended up coming up with something. And the next week, she's reviewing them, and she said, yo, Caleb, I was in a room full of people going through these submissions. Everybody was doing their own thing. Once I pulled yours up, everybody was like, yo, who is that? And she was like, how long you been writing? I'm like, 2 weeks.
Like, I was hooping. I was in the gym, baby girl.
Right. And I'm like, 2 weeks. And she was like, wow, never stop, blah, blah, blah. And so after getting that initial push, that first song, that's when it just started flowing. And then top 25 came, top 15. Top 15 came top 10. It's a 6-week program. I'm meeting with, people all over the industry, working in music syncing, working in music licensing, working with producers, engineers, all that stuff. Man, what? And so it's just like, wow, all this exposure is cool. For me, I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Just grateful for the opportunity. I tell people all the time, like, bro, this was God. This wasn't me. So people were like, Caleb, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, this had nothing to do with me.
And you really carry yourself like that, though, dog. Like, I was saying to you before we got on, camera, like, dog, I was hitting you up on Instagram for probably like a month before you even saw it. Then I would see this dude online. He would get online. I'm looking at my hard camera. Online. And be sitting there playing the video game with headphones on, playing with your son or playing with nephew, playing with some little kid. And I'm like, get your inbox. Somebody wants you to be on the show. He's sitting there like, oh, my bad, bro. I don't care nothing about that. Like,
that's
you
silly,
so
bro.
humble and like,
thank you, man.
So unfazed by everything that's been happening for you.
Bro, because I recognize that this has nothing to do with me. And everything to do with, God. I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm this. Yes, I agree that I'm talented and I agree that I'm gifted, but it's not because of me.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you would just be a hooper if it was up to you,
man,
right?
what if it was up to me? Man, what? You talking about I should be dunking on somebody? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But,
so being that you are so, being that your walk with Christ means so much to you, right?
Yeah.
Doing secular music.
How
do we get to the secular side, and how do they feel?
Bro, you know
that?
what's crazy is I remember I play acoustic in my church, and I remember they had a prophet come and he was teaching and speaking, and this particular Sunday our keyboard player left early, so to close out the service I was playing, and he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, I got a word for you on mic," and I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
Of course, they always do, right?
And he's like, you're gonna make your family wealthy with your music, with your songs. And he was like, but it's gonna be secular music. And I was looking at him like, yeah, all right, bro. Sometimes people prophesy to you and you like, yeah, this doesn't resonate. And so I was like, that doesn't resonate with me. And so looking back full circle, it's like, oh wow, that's crazy. He saw it. But I think my parents were just proud of the fact that I was applying myself, and instead of being like, oh yeah, I don't write music, oh I can't write, I can't do that. They were like, oh, this is, and they also support my music. They're at every show. They're at and I'm not out here talking about.
No, you're not.
You're not. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about.
And yes, to double down on what you're saying, right? I don't want to go here yet, but yes, I'll let you continue because I want to go there when I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
Yes, I do believe that the content of your music, it reminds you. Don't take this the wrong way, but to me, you remind me of like the male version of Charity.
Mm-hmm. I love Charity
Because
that's
y'all
family.
content is so deep in the records that like you got to be really tapped in. Like it's not like where you can't understand where like philosophical, blah, 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 like it ain't that,
Yeah.
right? But like it's definitely not like shake your booty to the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't even nowhere near.
The only song that like is that straightforward is Nerves.
Yeah, but Nerves.
But
is
even
still,
then, it's
not even tacky. It's still more like. So okay, all right.
My bad,
Whatever. We're here now.
I keep doing it.
Okay, so we're here now. So how I discovered Caleb was force fed. You heard me say that earlier, right? So Caleb went viral. Was it this year or last year?
I think the end of 2023.
End of 2020. So last year. So Caleb went viral last year, and he didn't only go viral, like it force fed his music into the algorithm, right? So he has a song that's called Nerves that it just simply talks about a person or a girl in this aspect getting on your nerve and playing with you like you an Xbox. And he gotta remind you, I ain't no Xbox, babe.
Oh, that's silly,
okay?
bro.
Because I told you he was playing video games early, so I know he wrote this song, okay? Talk to me about going viral off your song Nerves, bro. How did that happen? Give me the lead up to it.
Bro, it was so organic, man. I have been performing that song before I released it.
Okay.
So every time I saw people, when are you dropping Nerves? When is that coming out? And mind you, it's not a huge group of people. It's it's my circle. It's my family. It's the people that come to my shows. And so they've been, when are you dropping that? When I released it, I got a little bit of traction, and like people was listening. They're like, "Oh, we love this song."
Oh my God.
And so I was strategic with like my rollout. So I put Nerves out in February of 2023.
Okay.
I put out the rest of my project in May, on May 5th. And then I was like, instead of doing a release party before, I'm gonna do it after, because I feel like the best aspect of me as an artist is that live performance. Yeah. If they know the songs, they gonna sing it with me.
Magic.
What? And so I didn't say anything. My Dave Tumpkin, he started playing it on keys. Dun, 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 dun. And then everybody, oh yes, here come our song. So I'm like, yo, every time I sing this song, I teach it first.
This was the song?
I say, you get on my nerves, you get on my nerves. And
yes, sir! Amen in here, Doc. That is my record. Want to hear? Here you go. Listen. When I say I love this song, bro. And look, dog, like it's certain, like I'm a dude, right? I give niggas they credit, bro.
Yeah.
Like I make music and like I'm an artist too, right? But it's certain niggas in music where it touched me, my soul, bro. Like,
bro,
because certain records I can identify with because I'm a man that's been through some stuff in life with these women. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? I got an ex-wife and 2, you know, I done been through some stuff.
Heard you.
And when I hear a man that could be that vulnerable to say, listen, you get on my nerves. I love you, but you get on my nerves.
Yeah.
When I say that thing sat there, bro, and I just played it, I watched that Instagram video. It was like a small cafe. You was standing up in the middle, you had your guitar.
27 Letter Books. It was a bookstore.
Bro, it was like, and that's smart too, to have a listening party at a bookstore. You really thinking outside the box, already letting your fans know this is the type of people that I want to listen to my music.
Yeah.
Niggas that's smart. I don't want you dummies listening to my music. That's why we in the library, because you niggas ain't coming. They say hide it in the book.
That's
they say
silly,
hide
bro.
it in the book.
That's so silly.
That's so ignorant. They say hide it in the book. But anyway, all right? So, all right. We at the spot, right?
Yeah.
You teaching us the song. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you roll this out on the, cause I yeah, come on with it. Go on.
You get on my nerves.
Yeah, we right there.
You get on my nerves. Why you on my nerves? You get on my nerves. And I told the crowd, like, yo, it's your turn.
Yeah.
As soon as I say your turn, man,
Oh my
what?
God, the whole crowd just
Everybody started
and
singing it.
I was watching it, and like, bro, it was so, the synergy was so thick in a room, like you could feel it through the video. Like, bro, I don't even think you was able to finish the whole joint because they was singing with you.
Bro, literally. Like,
literally singing the joint with you. And I was just like.
Man, like for me, that is like the part like of being an artist that is just like, oh, this is dope. Mm-hmm. This is not my most meaningful song, but somebody got it. Mm-hmm. And all these people are singing it.
The records that we hate be the ones
love.
That... and then they be like, sing that one again. You be like, that was 4 albums ago. I want to sing this new.
Bro, it's crazy.
Sing that one again.
I've walked into churches. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I remember my mom was preaching somewhere. And they do this to us all the time. She like, can y'all sing? Oh my God. And we'll ask them like, are we gonna have to sing when we go here? And they're like, no, y'all good.
Then you get there and
she like, can y'all sing?
Symphonic solo.
So we come down, we sing Alpha and Omega. We come down, the pastor turns around and taps me, and I'm thinking he's gonna be like, thank you for your worship. He goes, Nerves is my favorite song.
Listen, bro. Look, when he didn't respond to my inbox, right? I hopped in the joint and said again, you getting on my nerves.
Bro,
Nigga answered my phone call.
That's so silly, man.
Bro, but that song is so good. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That viral moment, right? I didn't know you. I knew you was from my city, right? But I didn't know you, right? And being a church kid, small community, but large community at the same time, right? So I started asking people. Yo, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Where's he from? Who is it? Who is he? I need him on the show. And nobody knew you. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew who you were. Nobody. And I'm like, wait a minute. This little quiet introvert, where are you? You better come to this show. Like, somebody going to find him. And then when I started to just watch you, and I'm like, nah, he not Hollywood. He really is like in a different bag. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you meet church will give you a false sense of you being somebody, right? You can grow up in church.
Yeah, man.
I know a lot of niggas, bro, who they think they somebody because they daddy somebody, but they really haven't earned that somebody title themselves, right?
Absolutely.
They just riding off the coattail of being they daddy son or whatever. And I had to, so it's two parts of that, right? Because our identity as church kids sometimes gets wrapped up in our parents because we help them build those brands. So who we are and our identity is sometimes, so my dad is the pastor of XYZ, right? And we have worked to help them build XYZ for 15, 20 years. Quietly behind as a son, but our identity is also wrapped up in that too. Because I don't know who I am yet. All I know is that I'm such and such son and this is our church. It's not until you get older and you start to build your own identity and find out who you are, that you realize, oh, I ain't nobody yet.
Yeah.
I'm really riding off this coattails.
Man, what?
So let me go make my own somebody, right? So you did it.
That's love, bro.
But you still don't act like it. You still are humble. You still, like, what keeps you grounded even though you are on a major path to really being able to give your family financial freedom like you want?
Bro, I think for me, it's just like, I know where my identity comes from, man. I think a lot of things that are wrong with the world is because people don't know who they are for real. But I know that my identity is not my own. I know that my life is not my own. And so like, it's easy to be like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. But again, like I said earlier, not for no reason, not because of me. And so how can I boast about how good I am when I didn't do anything to earn it?
I'm gonna hit you one step further because me and Uncle Ray was talking about this a couple weeks ago. Now, do you think because you have an active father in your life,
Absolutely,
that the humility is still there? Because most dudes, right, when they get where you are right now, they don't have that father vibe. They kind of lose.
I think culturally we're obsessed with the thought of self-made, right? But the reality is people aren't like meant for being alone. Like God talked about all these good things in the Bible, right? And the one thing he said was not good was for man to be alone. I can't do nothing by myself. It truly takes a village. And so I accept my community. I know who I am because of them. How can I, you know what I mean? Like my dad, first off, I'm the only boy.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's four of us.
It's tough for you, Doc. Three sisters, one boy.
What?
It's tight, that Holy Ghost house.
Two older, one younger.
Ooh, you couldn't do nothing if you tried, and they was fighting for you every time.
And they were fighting me. I hit a late growth spurt. So even my little sister was taller than me
for a long time.
Man, what? And so like my dad was like, okay, I want to go play basketball. None of them play basketball. Yeah. My dad's like, come on, playing video games with my dad, like stuff like that, like it's important. I had a real conversation with him earlier this year because I'm like, yo, like watching you grieve. My dad lost his mom in 2020, and I was like, watching you grieve has been one of the most important parts of me becoming a man.
Watching the vulnerability.
Bro, watching him become vulnerable. I've never seen my dad cry until then. And I was in my head, my dad has never said to me, men don't cry. He's never said to me, men don't have emotions, men don't have feelings. He never said that, but I just never saw him do it. So for me, it was like, okay.
I don't think I've ever seen my father cry.
That was, bro, my
dad is 62 and I'm 40. And I cannot remember actively. I don't think I've seen him cry at my granddad's funeral. I didn't see him cry at my grandma's funeral. I don't remember seeing my father cry.
Man.
And I'm 40, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm 40. And I know my kids I've been vulnerable enough to let my kids allow them to see me in that space. And I know my daddy human, right? I know he goes through things, but I've never experienced that. And I think it has to do with, that black male pride thing.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why I made my project what it was. Because for me, it was like, I knew like, okay, if I'm going to be making music, it has to have some sort of meaning. I can't I can't just be making music just to do it because I quite frankly don't want to do that. I don't want to make music enough to be like, oh yeah, let me just put stuff out there. If I'm gonna make some music, I want people to take something from it. Yeah. And so the reason I titled it "It's Okay to Feel" because I'm like, I was really talking to men, our generation in general, right? We live in a day and age where everybody thinks that like you should be numb to feelings, and feeling anything is a sign of weakness. And so, especially black men, especially straight black men, like you feel something, you cry, you soft, you gay, you this, you that, and it's
always
like,
titles, always labels.
It's always a label to come with it. And for me, it was like, okay, I
usually people that label you though don't have a daddy. So go ahead, I ain't gonna cut you.
Yeah,
off.
no, but that's
I'm gonna let you cook.
The reality is just like I have feelings, and it is okay,
and it's valid. So, bro. Dog, just that simple statement, that simple sentence that you just said, right?
Yeah.
It took me so long to understand that feelings are valid.
Bro.
And feelings are real, and people have the right to have those feelings because our community has taught us to cut the cord on emotions, bro. And it goes way back further than anything that I think any of us can talk about, right? Because if you really think about it, it started when they started disconnecting us from our families back in slavery days. I hate to talk about slavery, right? Because I feel like blacks have evolved so much, right? I hate to keep us right there, right?
Right. But it's important.
It's very important. It's real, and it's real true, and it happened, right? So for me, it's like I feel like once they started to separate families, our bonds and our need for that was over with. Like they would pull dad and send Jimbo everywhere, right? They may keep mom with the kids for about 5 to 7 years, but then after them kids get 7, 8, 9 years old, they snatching them, they own a different plantation.
Yeah.
So the attachments to family and like that attachment to having that dad, now it's just like you can have it or you can leave it or you can take it because mama gonna do everything. You know what I mean? So we've been put into that mindset, I believe, right, for a long time to where now everything, when you tap into a bag or you tap into, you gay. No, bro, I'm just well-adjusted and emotionally intelligent and know how to filter how I feel, and that does not make me gay. My feelings are valid. How I feel is real. I'm not gonna just turn this off and shut it down because you're uncomfortable by watching me go through an emotion. Because you haven't learned how to process your emotions as a black man or as a human.
Man.
And it took me to be 35, 40 to realize emotional intelligence, bro.
Bro, that was music for me. Cause, and I'm not gonna say I was on the verge of a breakdown, but like I think music saved me from that. Cause I was not somebody, and still to this day, I'm sure if you like survey some of the people I've dated and be like, "Yo, how was Caleb about opening up to his emotions?" They would be like, he was probably a little reserved.
Yeah.
But like music was my way of being able to, okay, I I can write down what I feel. Ain't nobody else gonna say nothing to me because they
it's
can't.
all mine, yeah.
It's all mine.
I get to say what I want
So
to
like
say.
with nerves,
Yes.
like I don't want to argue. You trying to argue? I'm cool with just being like, hey, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Like, but you're not like just that. Like that's how important music was for me. And so then it's like, okay, I have my music now. But now I kind of have to like abide by some of the stuff I'm saying in my songs, right? So when I'm saying it's okay to feel and like feelings are valid, I gotta really do that. And also, if I'm in an argument or in a disagreement with somebody else, they have the right to feel exactly the way.
Dog.
Yeah, man.
That, for me,
It's so humbling.
dog. So listen, this stops me. So if you know, I run a residential home, right? I run a rehab. 14 women, you know what I mean? So while going through rehab and detoxing, a lot of them are always in their fields, right? And I have to navigate and listen and let people, I learned, right? Because I can tell a person, don't do XYZ because this is impeding your recovery, right? But I have to realize me telling them not to do this is gonna cause an emotion. Whether that's them being like, okay, now I just wanna go use now or whatever, right? But I have to validate them and let them know it's okay for you to not like how it's okay. That's good. It's okay. People don't understand, like, bro, it's emotional intelligence.
Yeah, it's not about
it's
feeling the
emotional
emotion. It's about handling that feeling, the
Yes,
emotion.
and processing it the right way. So look, we are now at nerves, right?
Yeah.
So after you got to the point where you felt like you were good at making music, and you told me earlier that you didn't produce the first, couple of singles of the first album, right? How did that build in the album process look once you said to yourself, okay, or how did you get to the point where you said you was about to drop an album? Like, how did we get there?
So because I won that program,
You won the program, so you did win the program. You did,
yeah. I did. So I ended up winning. There was 2 winners, myself and then Jonah. And Jonah is a crazy dope artist. And so we ended up winning a $25,000 grant, bro.
That's crazy.
Which is, for me, like, I didn't realize, like, I knew how much money that was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how helpful that was because I didn't know how much a music career cost. Because I wasn't looking at studio time. I wasn't looking at mixing and mastering and traveling and all of that stuff like that. And so that was a huge blessing, like a huge blessing. And from then, it was just like, okay, like, I'm gonna put a project together through this program, through these resorces. It's okay to feel. What, man? What? Yeah. This is a lot of money. Let me go ahead and take advantage of this. Because the reality, that's not happening. Nobody's just gonna go, hey, here's.
So, dog, when I say 25 grand is a hell of a jump on the album, right? I've been blessed to learn how to engineer. Right, I started engineering in like 2010 because my brother, shout out to my brother Javon Cohen, City had a group called Jelly Bean, the old school R&B group, Drew Keys, all of Detroit, Alice, all them cats, right? So I would go sit there and watch them record, and after a while, he got tired because he would be up writing, because he would be writing all the music for the group. He'd be like, Greg, go over there and press 3. Go over there and press enter. Go press 3. And I just became his mule.
Yeah.
Where I would just sit there at the computer and he would tell me what to press until I would start catching on. I'd be like, you need me to just take it back? You want to start from where? Then I started just learning how to engineer piece by piece, right?
Yeah.
But I've been fortunate because I've been able to engineer, produce, make my own beats, save myself a lot of money, right? It wasn't until I started getting these things professionally mixed that I realized the cost.
This is expensive.
Me mixing the little that's way different than when you paying for individual tracks tracked out. You
and
send it on. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
You got a performance track, and then you got a TV version.
Two different things, right? So I'm like, okay, I see how much I have saved myself, but I also see cutting corners, the difference in the sound. You know what I'm saying? Having that 25 G's to be able to get a project out. Bro, you blessed.
First project, man. But I'm also like looking at it now, like, dang.
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
Yeah, I wish I had them 20.
I wish I had that again.
Y'all got another contest?
To run that back, right.
Y'all got another contest? I got more records I could drop. I got heat ready to go.
Yeah, but no, really, I do recognize the blessing of it. And my personality is very even keeled. Again, it's like, I'm blessed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be here for real. So anything that comes my way, I'm just eternally grateful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, bro, that's just been the journey.
Yeah.
To this point, like, I'm glad to do this. Like, to be able to perform in front of people, man.
Yeah. So that first album dropped.
Yeah.
You riding a wave of going viral. Tell me what we are and where we are now in the process.
Yeah.
Because I heard you just dropped a new single back in April. So, I mean, are we gearing up towards a part 2 to It's Okay to Feel? Are we gearing up towards a new album? Are you just being reserved, dropping singles? What you working on right now?
I'm a drop like what I'm actually doing. I'm not gonna cut corners. So Lucky is the name of the single that I dropped in April. It's the first thing I've ever produced.
So gritty, so good. If
Thank you.
are a fan of good music, I'm not gonna put a genre on this because
Thank you.
That single. So if I had a way to say it, I would say it's like Phil Collins mixed with Bryson Tiller.
Heard you.
That's my own individual, like.
I'm not mad at that.
And I've only heard it like 2 times, right?
Yeah.
So that's my way of saying it because it has the grit of the In the Air Night, the rock and roll kind of like the whole like slash kind of thing going.
Yeah.
You playing guitar too on that, right?
Yes, sir.
Good job, bro. And then it still has like the R&B trap soul kind of like that I'm used to hearing from you. But then it has your sound, which if you know Caleb's voice, right, is a very unique sound. I don't think he sounds like too many other people.
Bro, thank you.
Listen to the records, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So talk to me about what's next. Go ahead. We had Lucky.
Yeah, so I dropped Lucky in April. I'm doing a couple visuals for it soon. I kind of like took a break this summer from like.
You was playing that damn game.
Honestly, the crazy part about that is, bro,
man.
I don't really play video games,
That'd
man.
be crazy.
I found my old Wii and found Super Smash Bros.
Playing with your nephew.
And playing my nephew.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of it to me because I know that like if I start playing,
You gonna be on them joints?
What? Yeah, I know my personality. I was a video game kid.
Gamer? Yeah.
And so this summer I kind of took a break, but like I'm kind of like in artist mode, full like album mode. Okay. I don't know if it'll be a full album. Probably looking like 7-8 songs.
Okay.
But the title of the project is gonna be All in My Head. And essentially the storyline is guy meets girl. It's like, oh shoot, like he was like, I'm giving up. His love is done, and then he met somebody, and he's like, oh, actually,
changed the whole perspective.
Whole perspective.
Are you producing the whole thing one by one like a story?
Yeah.
So you know who did that before, right? Coheed and Cambria. It's an old rock band.
Coheed and Cambria.
When you get a chance, look up Coheed and Cambria.
Do you know the name of the project?
All of their projects are one entire movie.
Wow.
But it's not a movie. This is so I discovered them in high school, right?
Yeah.
And you have to go from the first one to the last album, and it's one continuous album.
Wow, so it's just a one story.
One story.
Yeah.
So they did what you're doing
Okay.
about writing a story and but they did their entire catalog. The same
That's
way.
what's up.
And you a guitar player. Go look up Coheed and Cambria. Coheed, Coheed and Cambria. Whenever you get a chance, maybe on the drive home or something, you're going to be like, oh, this dope.
Bet.
Yeah, it takes you on a whole story ride. But, bro, I think that right now the sky is the limit for you.
Thank you so much,
you
man.
have, I called you the male charity earlier because I think that the sound and the vibe that you guys have and the artistry and the ink pen, good lyrics go further than any good beat can take you.
Yeah.
Like when people go through and they are going through moments and the soundtracks of their life, they want good lyrics. They want stuff that they can hold on to. Like, I will never forget songs like Beauty and all these songs from Drew Hill because, bro, when I was going through my first breakup, this was the soundtrack to my first breakup.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's the beautiful part about music is like, man, like, it doesn't matter where you like are. Like, you remember the first time you heard this.
You do.
Or the first, like, especially if you're going through something.
You do.
Yeah.
I remember where I was at when I heard your record. You know what I'm saying? I was telling Guy earlier. I remember where I was when I first heard Melodies from Ray J. And he wrote it. You know what I mean? Like, I was
Crazy.
literally riding down Puritan like, wait, I need to listen to this again.
Yeah.
Because Melodies is so fire. You know what I mean? So I do think it is, bro. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to tell them where to find you at, where to find the music, if you have any upcoming shows and all that good stuff, and we're going to get on out of here for the day. Caleb.
Yes, sir.
It's been a wonderful episode.
Where do I look? Where am I looking?
Your hard camera is right here.
There?
Yes.
All right. I hope this don't make you feel uncomfortable.
Right. Give him a good side.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Everything is Caleb Shumake, CALEB TikTok, like anywhere you stream music, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, Amazon, like all that stuff. Any streaming platform, I'm on there. Same name, Caleb Shumake, CALEB I do have a show coming up.
When? Where?
I'm playing at Say Play Detroit. They're doing like a back to school type of vibe, and so I'll do a set. It's on August 16th.
Okay.
I believe it's a Friday night.
Yes, that will be something that I want to be at for sure, because I want to make my first. So I was going to, even though you didn't know me, I was going to surprise you and come to that last show that you had, and it was in Detroit. It was not too long ago. It was
like Dawn to Dusk at Hunt Street. Yes.
That's exactly where it was. And I was gonna drive all the way from Lansing, because I'm the type of dude, like I told you earlier, when I find an artist that don't nobody else really know, like I tap in and I'm like zoned in, because I like to go on that organic rise with the person. Like, I remember when this was their song. So I was gonna drive all the way down and pull up. But you know, living in Lansing, when it get a little late, my old ass be tired and I be sleepy. It's an hour and 30-minute drive.
It's not the hour and 30 minutes here, it's the hour and 30 minutes back.
That's exactly what it is. Because listen, after I've turned up and enjoyed with you,
so I get it.
Yeah. But I'm gonna make a concert because I have to get the live experience, bro. I want to see exactly. I want to be in the crowd when you're teaching the song, even though I know it. All of that. I want the whole vibe.
So I won't give you a hard date, but I'll say towards the end of October will probably be another release joint for the next project I have coming up.
And then we can let the Cobain Report come. You know, we can do some behind the scenes, and we definitely would love to tap in with you on something. I want to be a part of what you have going, bro. We support you. We are truly behind you.
Heavy love, bro.
I mean, dog, you see the song on my phone. Yeah. For real. I ain't even had to find it. It was already right there. You know
man, you were singing it down the hallway.
I mean, and I know the words like a deacon. Okay? I can sing it in the Baptist version. Anyway.
Wait, I think you should low-key get her what you gave me.
If you want to hear it, you tune in to Nerves, Apple Library, go tap in, because I'm not going to mess this brother's songs up. It's too good, okay? So this has been a wonderful episode. Caleb, I thank you for taking time out your busy day, and I know you're in album mode. I know that it's a media side
thank you
to
for having me, bro.
I know it's a media side to the whole rollout part, you know what I'm saying? But to be able to get you out of the studio just for 30, 45 minutes, bro, I appreciate your time. Thank you, bro. We're going to get you back once the album drops.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe season 4 or something like that. We're going to get you to come back, and we're going to talk about the new album. So,
absolutely.
Y'all like, subscribe, share, C's T-Mail. I miss y'all, but I held it down, ho! And as I always say, it's a wrap, bitch. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Dog, I
gotta get you.